What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Alex here from Team Generations, and today we are back with another market watch. So things are really shaking up in the market in general. I think a lot of things are being bought out, and it's actually like crazy to see. I think this is like peak spike price hikes or whatever you want to call it, really. I think based on competitive results, we see a couple weekends in a row of, I think, repeated kind of results. So with that being said, things have kind of shifted. So you're here for cards, I'm here for cards. Let's get into it. So starting right off, we're gonna hop in. I'm gonna do like a mix of both premium and V premium kind of this week, and then do overdress at the end, so you can kind of skip ahead here and there if you want to. But over here, I just want to talk about Revengers. We have seen Revengers now a couple times pop up. They are coming up in V. I think they are actually a pretty decent deck overall. You can high roll your way to victory against like absolutely anybody and really get that win. And I think we're starting to see a couple of these kind of come off the market in the past couple days, and the price is starting to tick upwards towards that $10 mark. Once we get rid of these copies over here, it's $9, market price of $8 right over there. So right off the bat, I mean, it's just $1 over. It's not really too big, but in these clan collection sets, that's kind of like, I guess, value in a way. Things start to take up over time. I can definitely see this card appreciating, especially if we get more support a little bit later on down the road, especially in premium. So I can definitely see that. And then another card that has jumped up immediately in value, 422 market price over here. That's going to be Self-Control Revenger. Rakia over here. It was like a $3-4 card, but now it is selling for a $5. You see everybody purchasing the past couple days for that $5 mark. So I want to play set of this. It is now $20. This did happen not too long ago. I mean, honestly, this is from competitive results. We see this kind of demand. I can't blame them. Again, it is a good deck. Is it my personal choice all the time? I've tried it in a couple locals, and it just feels really bad when you brick or you don't get something that you really need to go into like a big blowout combo. So I think it's interesting. And also, some of the old Revengers, I didn't even realize, crazy, insane value. I mean, these were like cards worth 25 cents. They're just in a quarter binder. You know, then now they're $5 cards. So this is the old Claudius, the grade 1. Everyone runs in Revengers. We're seeing it is getting purchased for that $5 price range over here. And honestly, if you want a playset, again, you're looking towards that $20 price range. Once this playset over here, you're looking at over that. You're looking at about almost $30 for it, $30 for that. So that is actually really, really crazy. I can't believe this card went up that much in price. Over here too, the same kind of deal with Barrier Troop Revenger Dorant. Again, this both came out in Phantasmal Steed Restoration. Can't believe it, but it is an older set, I guess, at this point. And we see it is selling for that $7 price range, just steadily increased over the past month. We are seeing competitive results with this, so therefore it is increasing. It's just natural. Again, $20 for a playset, so pretty crazy. Over here too, talking about, this is more, I guess, like a premium impact card, but I've been telling you about this card. I told you it's going to get this price up to be this price range. Pick up multiple copies of this. If you have been watching these videos, you know I've been telling you to do that. So we finally are seeing this kind of sell at the higher price range that I was predicting. $2 over here, $3 playset. So if you want a playset of this guy, yeah, you're looking at about $12, which isn't terrible. But at the same time too, these were kind of, I think they were like 50 cents. I picked up maybe 12 of these, 12, 16, something like that. I have so many copies of this, and I picked them up for really cheap. So now these guys are expensive. So definitely want to be kind of purchasing at the low. Okay, over here too, again, we're chasing hype at this point. Like, this really is all the competitive cards kind of in the forefront of this video. We'll get into more value picks a little bit later, but Shadow Cloak, of course, we all know Order Colony is disgusting. We know Solemn uses, took first with his team twice at both Antwerp and somewhere in Germany. At the same time, people are really picking up on this, and I saw multiple copies of this listed for really cheap today. I wish I saw those. I would have bought a couple of them myself. I'm still down too. But overall, we are seeing this guy go for about $10 a copy on an old triple rare that we're going for, you know, $1, $2 here and there back in DBT 03 and Advance of the Intertwined Stars. So this card definitely is super hype right now. If you have copies of these, you're not playing Order Colony, you know, maybe you have them in Zorga, I would sell it. This is definitely going to go down in price. They're probably going to ban something with that deck eventually, and then you cash back in, you know, purchase them when they're down to that $2 again. Make a nice arbitrage profit. But we see players are purchasing this for $10 over here, like all over here. In the past month, this is the past 5 days, we see over that's over 20 copies right there between all these guys. Like, this is insane. So people are purchasing for that price. And then I told you last week this was sold out, and I kind of guessed it would go listed for about, they were around $16, but now that we're seeing premium results consistently across all regions for Mega Colony, or rather Order Colony, we're going to call it. But I said this was going to be about $25. This guy definitely skyrocketed way past this. This was selling for about $16. Let's look at the sales history over here. These were selling, yeah, $16, $20, around that price range for a long time. All of a sudden, boom. We saw all the results from this past weekend. Regions all over. Somebody bought them for $50. That is insane. $30, $29, $40. These were purchased today 2 of these for $40. Like, that is crazy. So $40 really seems to be the price range. Market price right now is $22. Let's see if we need about 3 of these. I would say 4 is decent, but you can really get away with 3. And yeah, you're going to be paying, that's $120 for that. That is absolutely insane. I don't know. Should I sell mine right now? I don't know. Let's move right along over here to the hot stamp version. We're seeing the same thing. Market price of $17. We're seeing this sell for $30, $35. I don't know why people don't like the hot stamp as much, but I would definitely, I mean, if this is cheaper, I guess this guy has no sales really, or 0%, 14. I'm not saying he's bad, but again, just not a trusted seller necessarily. Yeah, I guess it's a $5 premium for that stamp, which is pretty cool. I don't know what else to say. Really expensive card. Over here, something interesting as well. Steam Maiden Elul. This girl over here shot up in price. This was market price of $10 for the SP version. I actually got lucky enough to pull one of these last night at locals, so I think I'm going to put it in my V deck, not my premium, because I have 2 builds for this. I bought 2 separate sets, but this guy over here is $37 now for an SP. People are excited about this. People like Steam Maidens. It's just like a big waifu kind of tax. On top of that, I think it's actually a very competitive deck coming up in premium, and I think there could be, after this competitive season, some bans on the horizon. So looking forward to like fall, things of that nature, where it's individual play. I think this is actually a very viable deck, and I can't wait to possibly bring this to the channel. I'm definitely going to do my B deck, but maybe the premium one too. I definitely have to test that a little bit more. And then over here too, just speaking about this, so I personally picked this up the other day, like a whole extra copy, an extra playset, all the Steam Maiden stuff, and I noticed this is actually taking up. This was a little bit cheaper a while back, but it's actually becoming like a dollar card. People are purchasing, you know, we see $2, dollar here, there, just like odd things. And a whole playset was purchased yesterday for $2.99, so this card definitely can go up in price. I would say if you don't have this right now, I would definitely purchase it. This is definitely a card you want to have your hands on if you plan on playing it in both V or in premium. I think it's actually viable in both. And then kind of along that same train of thought over here, this is actually another dollar card, so weird value in these sets. Overall, like, dollar card, just, it is what it is. It's not the 25-cent, 50-cent kind of thing that it was when it first came out. Very expensive. And then over here, talking about premium, I know we covered this last week, but this is still really, really expensive. Steam Maiden Mellum is $25 for the original copy. This is 1 copy on the market. I think there's one other listing or one other version of this, but it's still really expensive. Let's go check it out. Is this the same one? No, this is, yeah, still $25. Like, this is absolutely insane. So this does enable a multi-attack combo. Overall, do you really need it? I don't think so. I still think it's decent without it. I'm definitely not including a $25 card in my, like, you know, for fun kind of premium deck, but I think it is actually competitive. I shouldn't really call it a for fun kind of deck, but yeah, $25 for that copy, insane. This is more along the value line. Regalia Wisdom Angelica, I am seeing pop up in a couple lists that are topping for Springfest, and this card is only $2. I would definitely pick this up if I'm into Genesis and I want to play. I have some of these cards laying around. I would definitely pick this up now while it still is around this price range. I know there's a whole, you know, there's a whole lot of them available, and they're not really going past that. There's nothing crazy happening in the market necessarily, but again, if I liked Genesis, I'm gonna chase health, not hype. This is a healthy card. There's a lot on the market right now. It's at a good price. This is the perfect time to buy it, in my opinion. So, and I think Genesis, like I've been saying for weeks now, is just like a very viable clan across the board. A lot of stuff mixes with each other. You can play pretty much any. I want to say you can play any Genesis deck right now and actually do pretty well in V at least. And in premium, we're seeing insane buyouts pretty much for this too. Regalia is still one of the best decks. Two of these copies over here. This is going to be Prehistoric Regalia Earth. This is the only printing of it. You need, I would say, 2 copies of this in your G Zone, I think, for Genesis, and this is the only printing from it. Absolute Judgment, pretty old over here. We see people are purchasing it for that $30 price range, $15 over here, and now the market price is set, or the floor is set at that $30. So if you want 2 of those, you're looking to get pay $60 for that. Like, that's pretty insane to me. You know, this might be up for a reprint, but another card too that we really wanted to reprint is Minerva. Obviously, this card is amazing. Like, this deck is still really, really good. It's not, I don't want to call it a simple deck, but it's pretty consistent in what it wants to do over and over. So I personally like this deck a lot. I don't play it, but I played against it, and I know how aggressive it really can be, how good it really can be, and I think we see results with this too. So everybody knows it is a good card. Just today was purchased 4 copies for $18, 4 copies for $18. People want to play this at Springfest. They're willing to pay these little bit of hype price. Not to say that this is like out of its market price range or anything like that. And there are some copies on the market, but we see once, you know, those $18 ones kind of get bought out, we see $20 over here. Maybe there'll be some motivated sellers over here as well, but this is another card that could be creeping up. And talking about a card that's both good in V and premium, Vampire Princess and Nightfog with Night Rose is insane value. Market price of $30, which is crazy in and of itself. And we see people are purchasing them in the past couple days. $38 for a playset, $38, $39. It's insane. So if you want a playset of this, again, you were going over, what is that for us? Let's just call it 160, almost 160, 150 or so for the playset of that. So that is absolutely nuts. Over here too, another card that is ticking up in price, this actually did increase a little bit, is Ghosty leader Beatrice. So again, really good in premium, good in V as well, kind of teched into that Night Rose deck, but I believe it can be its own deck too, just a little bit of a different tempo overall. But we see people are, oh my god, I just stuttered really bad there, people are purchasing this for $12. Like, it really is selling. Like, the past couple days, people have been purchasing their copies. People want this card. This is a really good card. This is in a really good deck, both for V and premium. And yeah, the Magic Satchel kind of set the floor there for that $12 price range. Absolutely nuts. Cards that are sneakily kind of creeping up as well. Greed Shade, I noticed, is being purchased quite a bit more. We're seeing people paying decent prices. These used to, again, be quarters, 50 cents when the set first came out. But again, these sets have shown us time after time, like, these things just accrue value. They're probably not going to get another reprint for a while. This is now like a $1 card, $2 card over here, and it's necessary in pretty much every single build for Grand Blue. So this card is creeping up. It has a $1.73 market price, but we see it is kind of surpassing that $2 price range throughout over here with shipping included. Another card too, I just wanted to quickly mention it, Dragon Undead Skull Dragon. This guy was getting really expensive when there's only one printing, and I know there are multiple printings now, but this is supposed to be the cheap copy. This is, again, just ticking up, market price at $2.49. I know it's selling around there, but things are running out over here. I know we see this guy has a whole ton, but I could see this card creeping up and actually becoming a little bit more expensive. Maybe people will list them, but I just want you to monitor that card. If you were interested, maybe now is the time to purchase and pull the trigger. Over here too, I'm going to close this one because I think I actually, yeah, pulled it up over here. This is Sunrise Ray Night Gurgit. Can't speak, hold on. Gurgit is going pretty crazy because in V, it's actually really good. We're seeing, again, people do like this card. Just today it was purchased, a whole playset was purchased. It's going to run you a little bit over $40, I think, for a playset. Yeah, again, strictly broken, $12 there. So what is that, $48 now for a playset. This card is really good. I think that it is good in both premium. I think it's good in V. With Percival back in the deck, I think it's actually very strong. I was playing it the other day, and I've got off some crazy turns. Bulks out defensively, still is really good offensively. I know I posted a deck profile not too long ago about this deck, so that was pre-Percival. I've adjusted my list since then, but I still think it is a really good deck, and don't sleep on this. Like, if you want to play it, pick it up, I guess. It's very competitive. And then this guy is sneaking up as well. So we just mentioned Percival. He is actually going up. We saw that for a while it was going down. People were purchasing them for like $5, $6, but in the past month or so, it has been doing nothing but going up. I think that in premium, golds is actually really good. I think the stride is actually very decent. You can still go into the whole Spear X play as well, and this is at 4 of, so you can kind of rush your opponent down like big time, go into the Ultima the next turn. So people want this card. It is still really good, and I think unbanning it from Gurgit and Gurgit's hype now, because we did see, I think, some results for Gurgit, has really kind of catapulted this a little bit higher. And then Halo Shield Mark, I know there's other versions of this too, but the shiny version over here, I just wanted to mention it is kind of ticking up in price. Market price of $322. It's kind of selling around there, but it is selling for a little bit more, like $298. Once these guys are gone, $350, $320 plus tax, but you're basically looking for $4. So it is going up a little bit, again, very slightly. Listener of Truth, Dindrain too. Again, another card that is kind of had dipped down for a while. It was only $1 or so. Now it's actually going up, $265 market price. You're looking to pay over $3 now for the shiny version of this card, and there are other versions of it. You can get the base rare, like the regular one, for a couple cents or whatever, but shiny version is going up. Just wanted to point that out. Over here too, again, kind of cross between V and premium. Prism Image Vert, we see that in regular V premium. Like, this right now is absolutely insane. Like, it's still really good. Solemn ran this list. Anything Solemn runs, everyone's gonna buy. Like, it just is what it is. But this over here, it now is at $14, and we saw the market price kind of dipped at $6 around the ban list, and now it's all the way up, almost double. It's more than double that. Market price of $9, selling the lowest copy for $14 over here. People still believe in Prism. It's actually a really good deck. I did play against it yesterday. I beat it in locals, but overall, still very strong. And with the new stride coming out too, you can go into a Prism turn, just blow away your opponent. Like, it's really good. I think that this finally is getting the market price it kind of deserves. over here as well. Another card that I'm going to say watch out for, Perfect Performance Anj. This is what I'm most looking forward to using in premium. I personally like an Anj turn. Anj is just like one of my favorite. I like Pacifica and Anj. Those are probably my two favorites in Bermuda, but the price, the market price of this guy is $434, and we see people are purchasing copies for a whole lot more than that. Over here too, like you're essentially looking at like a $7 card, $8 card, $6 over here, I guess, for one. But if you want a playset of it, you're looking at $28 overall. So it is a little bit more expensive than its market price kind of indicates. People are purchasing these, and it's good in both V and, again, I think it's personally going to be really good in premium. I personally love this deck. I love the art, love everything about it. So it's just very much my play style, and I like it. So over here too, kind of switching over to some red clans. Covert Demonic Dragon Hyaki Vogue, the SP, only has one listing now, and that is for $45, market price of $30. Really old card. Again, that whole set I think had a lot of value. Phantasmal Seed Restoration. I think that this deck in V is actually sneakily good. People might be trying some stuff in premium. I don't know. I don't think it works really well with the Stride. I have a premium deck for Hyaki Vogue. I don't think I'm going to bring it to the channel. It's just a little bit tough. You know, I've tried doing some jank stuff with the reverse and some of the Strides and whatnot, but it's okay overall. It's really not like a big blowout thing. There's no point really to use it in a way. Over here, next up, another card that did get potential support in the form of that Stride. This is Masked Magician Harry. We see a market price of $676 over here. Base price, the lowest price for $10. If you want to pick up a playset of this, yeah, you're pretty much going to pay $40 for this. I think it actually got, I think with the Stride it's pretty good overall. I think you can use it with Luke here. Nightmare Dolls still benefits from it. I think everything kind of benefits from the Strides, and I think that's like a blanket statement for a lot of Strides throughout the entire premium collection. So I'm very, very excited for that. Silverthorn Dragon Tamer Luke here actually has been going down in price, so $29 over here, but we see listings now going up. If you want to get a playset, you know, it is $5 shipping on that, but if you want to get a playset that is a little bit cheaper than you would have paid otherwise, a whole playset, this is probably the record low in the past 6 months. Let's see over here. Let's actually run it back 6 months. Yeah, see, this is kind of the lowest it's been. So I guess now is as good a time as ever to purchase this. Again, I would probably wait for a VR kind of reprint, but at the same time, you can purchase it if you really want to. Over here, Beast Deity Ethics Buster. So I love Ethics Buster. I love Ethics Buster Reverse in V. I'm actually building a Beast Deity Premium deck too. I have my second playset of that, all that stuff set aside for the Stride when it comes out. But this is the SP version, and we see that the market price of $13. It has been purchased later this month. I guess I kind of missed this, but it is for $30. Like, that is the lowest copy over here. Once that's purchased, you're looking at $50 a copy. And again, this is a really good card. This is used in both V and Premium, so people definitely want it. Let's move right along over here. Brainy Pipapio, I think that's how to say, Beast Deity. This is actually a really good card too, because when discarded from hand, you can basically call it as rest. This is sneaky value. I see a lot of people purchasing it for that 50 cents, 44 cents, whatever the case may be. This has now reached $1. Now it is a $1 card, no longer cheap copies kind of on the market. Beast Deity is not an expensive deck overall, but definitely ticking up in price, and I think it's basically the poor man's Revenger. If you want like a Revenger style deck and you just don't want to shell out for it, maybe I'll bring this to the channel as well. Let me know down in the comments, but this is actually like a crazy aggro clan. I really like this deck, and this card is so good for both A, Premium, and B, for V. And I just wanted to kind of review Himiko also, because I see Himiko, I see it in local sometimes, and I think it's actually pretty decent, and I think that there is some good value. Like, if you're really into Himiko, the VSRs, I think this is the time to buy. We've waited long enough. Like, we see that this isn't really going too much lower than that. People kind of purchasing it at that price range. I would purchase one at that 78 if I was really into it. I think that definitely is kind of the lowest it is going to go. But again, just old card like Himiko. Let's see what a playset runs. People are purchasing this $30. Jeez. Yeah, if you want a playset, you're still looking, you know, this is over $100 for that playset. Absolutely nuts. So, long story short, there is some good value on the newer Himiko cards, like $10 for this SP. Again, this is a reverse SP, so it has like that red border on the bottom. It just looks so cool, like the red shading over here. I like love these reverse cards in SP. It's absolutely nuts. Again, to Genesis in general, really nice. Generic support, and we see people are purchasing this card over here for quite a bit. So market price of $3.84. We see a couple listings over here for that $4 price range, but again, this is another card I told you, pick up your copies early, get this. It is such a good card. This is basically a $4 card now. A little bit more actually, yeah, $4, $5. It's like insane. Very, very good cards, played in almost every single strategy. It's really good for bulking out, early aggression, just everything you need to do in this card. It's like perfect for Genesis. Another card too that is kind of taking up in value as well, Witch of Orange's Valencia. Like, it's not selling for crazy prices right now, but market price of 67 cents. And we see that once we purchase like these guys over here, we're kind of looking at this becomes a dollar card. So this is now kind of ticking upwards. And I think once we reach this point, these guys might jack it up a little bit too. I don't know if they would, but I think this card is actually really good as well. It fits in like the budget Genesis decks. It fits in Fenrir. This can go in. I don't think it goes in Himiko. It goes in a lot of different stuff. So it is actually a generically very, very good card. And I would probably pick up a playset if I didn't have it already. All right, Himiko, we already went over. And let's just go over these sets over here for V. I just wanted to talk about Leading Jewel Knight Salome. It basically ran out of copies. This is bought out completely, no listings, so you can check eBay. But the last one did sell for $220, and that is above its market price of that $186. So I feel like the value on these VSRs are kind of fluctuating in general. Let's just go high to low here. Check out what's happening at the top. Again, purchase that if you wanted to. Luke here, reverse, yeah, nothing too crazy there. I think this is starting to drop in value a little bit. Yeah, lowest $9, the market price is $24. Definitely pick up Himiko if you like that. Something that was pretty surprising too, Benoit Witch Yo-Yo, $32, the lowest. Jeez, that is crazy, $12 market price, which is our good deck, definitely are good, so pick that up. This guy dropped a little bit too, so nothing too crazy in general. Let's move on to the next set. And I know I think I mentioned it last week. Got lucky enough to pull one of these from one of my winning packs from a tournament. It was nuts. It was pretty hype. Everyone was pretty hype when I pulled it, so that was really cool. This guy over here is actually finally getting purchased. Again, Grand Ezel Scissors. I guess the Keter stuff is all getting purchased. That's kind of crazy. But this guy over here, people are purchasing, you know, the last couple days, people are purchasing for that $100, $125. So I think this is finally moving. People see Revengers are a decent deck. It takes like one person to kind of just like sit there, win a tournament, top in a tournament, and then people feel confident enough. Okay, like I believe what I believed in my head to begin with. So sometimes just like stick with your gut. I think we went over Steam Maiden Elul over here and some of the weird value cards. Just kind of going up throughout Revenger. This guy is dropping a little bit over here. Polaris, that's my boy. Yeah, nothing too crazy. Okay. Hopping into Overdress now, so Brainwash Swirler is still nuts, $18 price range. I did want to mention though, there is going to be a reprint coming pretty soon for DBT04, so you could hold out. I feel like, I mean, if your thing is like, you know, coming up in 2 weeks or your Springfest, like obviously like purchase this card, you need it. I think Bruce is actually like an insane deck. I think it's actually very hard to play against, very hard to stop. Brain Swirler is essential in the build that I'm running and a build that I've seen one of my other teammates run. Like there's so many ways you can bring Bruce to the light this format. Like it's absolutely nuts. But Brain Swirler I think is the constant in both of our builds over here, and we're seeing Pandemonium Tactics kind of tick upwards as well. Gravidian Neuralinger, I just want to kind of mention something. This is like phenomenon that we kind of see throughout Vanguard in general. So we saw a couple days ago people were purchasing this. Yeah, it was like $5. Like there was a big like scare with this, and I think people brought it to light that it was a little bit more expensive than its market price. All of a sudden we saw copies start coming up on the market. This is not a scarce card. If you want, you know, pick it up for like a decent price over here. We see the listings like the other day, it was like $5. Like $5 was the floor, but things like that happen. People realize, people put them back on the market for a little bit cheaper. So just kind of a lesson there. Next up over here too, this is really interesting because this guy's market price was $22. We only see one copy of him left on the market for $25. So Magnolia Elder, I think it's honestly one of the best decks right now. We all know that. I love playing this. I've been playing it at locals for the past couple days, or past couple tournaments actually, I should say. But overall, yeah, it is almost bought out. So people really do like their bling in this deck, and people are planning to bring it to Springfest. Something else crazy, we'll go over all the over triggers in a second, but this is finally like catapulted in price just because I believe from Order Colony. You definitely run this in Order Colony in my opinion. It is, yeah, people were buying it all the other day. Yeah, so when the tournament results came, $20, blah blah blah, here we are now, base $28 for a trigger, base rarity trigger. This is insane. This plus, you know, your 4 PGs. Let's take a look at PGs for example over here. Let's go into the base set. You know, for these, this is the hollow version. I wonder what the regular version looks like. You're basically at a $50 paywall just to enter into a new deck without purchasing any of the other mainline support, which is kind of crazy. So the hollow for that, hollow for this one, decently expensive. The SP, let's do high to low, and then let's sort. Let's go look for these guys. SP for $18. That might be the best deal. $14 on the Keter Sanctuary one. Let me see how many copies are actually at that price range. Yeah, these are not readily available, but they're a little bit more available, so decent value there. Here, there's a hollow copies. Let's get into the triggers. Yeah, again, $6 for a perfect guard. Crazy. You're basically asking someone, again, a $40 paywall to get into a new deck. I'm going to bitch about this every single week until they reprint and kind of bring everything down into like a way more affordable range, I think. So yeah, this is $3 for this, $5 for this, like absolutely nuts, like really, really crazy. I don't think this is healthy for the game. I'm gonna say week after week, so I feel like you guys have kind of heard it, so I won't go on and on anymore. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have any questions, let me know down below. If you think I missed anything, let me know as well. Let me know what you're planning on playing for Spring Fest, and if anybody's going to be at the New Jersey one, let me know as well. We can maybe meet up, say hi, and that's that. So thank you so much. This is Alex from Team Generations signing out.